Floor is yours.
Thank you so much everyone for sticking around on the last day of conference. Let me start by giving you a broad scope of what I would like to call telco landscape. At the end of the day, service providers are selling services. So historically, when we started, even as of today, most of the services that we are selling are those typical 3 or 4 major long-lived services with loyal customers. So services like mobility, mobile phones, services like internet, TV, and phone, right? And if I want to look into how we have been building our networks in the past, it has been primarily based on hardware and the software within that hardware that was coming from the vendor. So basically there is a piece of hardware, we call it router or switch, and then there is a software inside it. The only control that we had on those boxes was the configuration. So there was an interface for configuration that usually is called CLI or command line interface, and through that command line interface we have been able to configure the properties of the router, the ones that was exposed with the vendors. Of course, that comes with very limited way of managing the infrastructure and the network that we have. Most of the control, most of the management was in the hands of the vendors, and which was good until recently, that we started seeing some evolution. So service providers wanted to take the control of the control plane. So similar to what happened in the IT industry, that in the 60s and 70s, we had those gigantic mainframes where hardware, software, applications, everything were in the same box. And then they started decoupling them. They started decouple the hardware from the software. They built the operating system that exposes interfaces, and then the application were built on top of it. Pretty much the same idea came into the networking, which brings us to basically this software construct era. So after the hardware construct era, now we had the software construct era. And in software construct era, the software-defined networking came in, and the objective over there was to decouple the data plane where the traffic goes from the control plane, which is basically the plane where we can shape how the network is playing. And the other evolution that happened was that before this time, before